already defined for you. And that is why you need to include all these things. When you have this GLUT in front, you see this means this function here, this header file already defined for you. You no need to define. This one init window size also same thing. This OpenGL defined for you already. You just include it. All this no need to define. Automatic recognized. Okay, only all these special names that you do yourself, you need to define before your main. Here, this is your function. This one, the void means no return value. The bracket after your function name is parameter, no parameter involved. For this my reshape, you see this, you have integer W and integer H. These two are parameters. When you call my reshape, you must give these two values to it for him to process. Okay, this is the structure of your coding. Okay, any more questions on basic C++? Don't worry, maybe you are representing your class to ask this question because I know many people are shy, including me. So if you want to ask, you just ask. Maybe your classmate will thank you for asking. So any questions you want to ask on the basic structure of your coding? Now you have all this help. Last time when I do programming, don't have all these things. You mouse over, they will tell you how many parameters you need. And they will tell you what's the meaning of each parameter. Last time, no such thing. You cause the error also, you don't know where. Okay, yes.
Sir, I got one question.
Yes.
Can you open the display function?
Okay.
Yes. By right, what is the flash actually?
Flash, it forces the code to run. If you don't have this, sometimes it's okay, sometimes not okay.
Why the flash need to put the bottom?
It won't come out. Because it won't refresh.
That means flash is like conclude the whole coding.
You imagine you dump your code into the toilet, then it won't run until you flush the water. So after you flush, then everything goes smoothly. So this is flush by forcing the codes to execute.
But if I put n,
you cannot have n. N is this n is the pairing with this begin. So I want to draw with points now. So GL begin my draw type points. GLN is the ending of points.
Oh, okay. Then why the flash will not be placed at the most bottom of the coding?
It's at the bottommost already. This is the bottommost. No more bottom already. No more after this. Why usually when we draw things, when we draw in our window, we call my display function. Okay, my display is whatever you want to draw inside the window you created. So after this, no more drawing. So that's why your flash is inside the my display.
Main no need flash.
Main no need flash. Main you need this GLUT main loop to make it repeat itself. Try lah. If you don't know, I also don't know what happens if I don't have this GLUT main loop. I think the program will just run one time, then close. See, it will quickly run in a short second. It display the thing, then it closes. Okay, because there's no repetition in the display part. So that's why you need to display repeat itself so that it won't close.
When to use flash? When?
Flash, when you see that, when you do your coding, later you will experience, you do your code, suddenly, how come with this code and without this code also the output is same? Then you need to suspect, you need to add the flash. Let me try. I put the flash up here. See got effect or not? Maybe
No,
the
no
point,
effect.
no effect.
No effect. Just now my mistake was this, so no effect.
Hey, got lah, the point won't come out. Only the rectangles. You see the point that won't come out.
But as you say, flash only the upper coding, right? So
yes,
flash
that means
only
you have stacks of coding. These are stacking already. Stack. But the display never come out. So when you flash it, it will run. It will run and display. But here no flash. You see the points didn't come out.
Can I flash 2 times? Means I
Yeah.
flash rectangle, then I flash again the dots.
Yeah, no problem. You flash more, no problem. It's just using a bit more processing power and a bit more memory.
Okay, then I understand already. Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions? I welcome you ask until you understand. These things you must explore. If you don't want to explore, you ask other people, you learn from their experience. So this is how we learn the shortcut way. You ask other people, you learn from other people's experience. Okay, if you have access to the Putra Blast already, I share you the important things that I use in my years of experience in OpenGL, the important codes that I find it very useful. So for this lab, the one that is closely related, I already paste in the newer version of your coding, of your lab 1. I'm sharing. So if you see this, try for yourself. You try to understand this. Integer screen width equals to get system matrix SMCX screen. This thing copy paste inside your global declaration. This syntax here, get system matrix, it will capture your screen width. This get system matrix down here, you see that is CY. The Y coordinate is the vertical. CX is the horizontal. So the top one gets the width, the bottom one gets the height. The one on the left is any name, up to you. You want to put SWSH, or I put it more English words so that easier to understand. I put screen width, I can put screen W, up to you. So this is the name I put. Okay, then you use these two values to create your window. You can have large init window size. Remember, there's one part where you create your window. The syntax before it is you give the size and the starting position. So this thing here, you set the size. If I want to have a full screen window, I use the first parameter screen width, second parameter screen height. Let's try. I never tried before, so hopefully no error. Declaration, usually when the variable you want to use it across all functions, you declare global. For this thing, for example, screen width, I want to use here, I want to use other place, I declare global so that the same values can be used anywhere. Okay, if you want it to be used in that particular function only, this is a function, my init is a function, my display a function. So if you want to it to be used specifically in that function only, you declare it private. So that means how to declare private, you just declare inside the function. Okay, this is private. This is public. Public is outside the function. Okay, I declare already. So this code should be capturing the values. Hopefully no error lah. I try. Hey, how come no change? Why no change? Anyone to try? You need to start thinking already, because later when you do your coding, you need to try to figure out where is the problem. Hey, I pasted the code already. How come my window still not full screen? So now
because you didn't put the screen width and height into the display yet.
Yes, correct. Correct. Very good. So now I will need capture the value. Okay, I teach you one very useful tool is this thing. You click one time beside the gray bar here. Don't simply click many. If you click too many, I don't know how to help you. You click one time. This red dot here, you call it a break. Okay, a stop. You will stop here, pause here, not stop. Pause here when you run the code. Okay, let's try. Thing, you see, you have an arrow, it stops here. How useful is this thing? Is I can check my values. Now I mouse over this screen width. I just put my mouse here, I stop. You see my screen width got value already, 1536. My screen height still 0. Why 0? Because I stopped at line 6. This line not yet execute. That's why this is rubbish value, 0. When global is 0, when local you will see rubbish lah. I believe this one you learn in programming already. Other things, I think still no value. I think the W and H still no value because you not execute there. So this is break. It's very useful for you to detect where is your error. How come the value pass until the end is not correct? So you can pause like this to check. Okay. Then you want to continue. You can either remove or you don't want to remove the break. Never mind. So for me, I don't want to do a second check already. I remove the dot, the break, then I continue. Okay, it will keep on running. Okay, now I know this value already captured, but I didn't use the values in my coding. Where I want to use, of course, I want to use it in my init window size. So I just usually for safety precautions, I copy and comment so that whenever I do mistake, I have some backup. I no need to retype if I have errors. So this one, if I remember, screen width, and this one is, this one I think still got problem. But never mind, we try run first. Screen width and screen height. Okay, then run. Hey, how come the window go to the side a bit? So anyone knows what is the problem? Why it is going to the side? If you want it perfectly full screen, it must be like this. Think, like this also perfect. Why just now is like this? Go to the side a bit. Anyone
Because
knows
position is 100.
Yes, good. Because of this, init window position, you put 0, 0. Then the top left corner should stick nicely to the top left corner. See, it is still got a bit of blank. I don't know why. So it is almost perfect already lah, full screen. So now what if I want to make a square window? This one already give you the answer in the notes already. So a square window, of course, I put same dimension. Screen height, understood it will be square. See, it is a square window. Okay, anyone wants to try? Why I don't use screen width? Everything must ask why. If you don't know why, you try and see. Why I don't use screen width and screen width?
Because width is way bigger than height, so it will just out of bounds.
Yes, very good. It will just go outside because screen width is too big. See, the screen height, if you use width, it is way below outside. So that's why I use screen height to get a square bracket, a square window. So this is how you get a square window. Okay, how do I align my window so that the window is like this? When I run the program, I want it to be like this, align right. I don't want it like this, 0, 0. I want it aligned like this on the right-hand side of my screen. Of course, use mathematics. Your position, your X position, you know you must change this, right? You need it to go to the rightmost. So logically, how big is your screen? How wide is your screen? It is screen width. Okay, that is the total length. If you do this, the window it will be starting from outside your screen. Then you need to reverse back the screen height. That is the width of your screen. The width of your window, sorry. Okay, you go until the leftmost already. You come back a bit. How much you want to come back? The screen height. Now we try and run. See, your window is perfectly stick to the right-hand side of your screen. So this is how you use codes to control the position and the size. You don't do manual try and error. I don't recommend people doing try and error thing. Oh, I put values 460, 640, 480. They cannot lah. 1028, 6 cannot. Okay, you don't try and error. If possible, you use coding. You use variables. You grab the values, then let the computer do the job. Okay, I already aligned right. What else I can do with this? Yeah, the answer's given to you already. So now you have your basic structure already. This is a square window to the right. If you don't want, you can just use your screen width and screen height. That is your full screen. Okay, now another problem is I don't want this thing at the top, at the bottom left corner of my window. I want it to be at the center. How do I do it? Okay, why did I stop sharing? Okay, how should I do it so that the window, the display is at the center of my screen? Okay, remember I told you when you create your window, you have this thing called your window size. Another thing is your GLU auto. Remember your example, you notice that your window size and your GLU auto are both the same. So a better way of you to do the coding is Here you use parameters. Here also use parameters. So for example, initially up here, for example, now I follow back the original question. So I declare like this. Okay, this one I put 640 or 80. From here onwards, everything when I need the values, I use parameters. I use the variable. I don't want to use fixed values. Later I tell you why. This is very important. Here also you need to, you can change by I don't manipulate the the reshape function. Okay, if you notice here, previously is a fixed value 640, 480. Now this one I can safely remove this. Now I create a window of screen width, screen height. From here onwards, whenever I change the value up here, I can have a perfectly new window size. See, this one is exactly like our original question. If suddenly I want it bigger, doesn't matter. The code still runs nicely and my display still works same. So that's why it's good if you use parameters. You see this, if I follow back it as 640, okay, it's a fixed value. I changed my window size, but I didn't change the GLU auto. You see the difference? Why like this? Anyone should try? No idea. Don't worry. I'll tell you the answers. Today no exam. Never mind. Okay. Now you have a long window. Long window. The length is what? 1000 plus, right? 1640 I created. Okay, but my GLU auto is only 640 width. How am I supposed to fit a display of 640 onto a screen of 1640? The only way is to stretch. I will stretch the original display of 640, the display like this. I stretch until it fits into the window. So basically, you can understand like this. GLU auto is what or how, basically is what lah. What are the things you want to fit inside the screen? So if you want to fit a short output onto a long window, okay, logically you will know the short thing will be stretched until very long to fit inside the window. Okay, again, same. A short window relative, now 1006 is your window. But you are trying to fit a wide view inside the small window. Your view is supposed to be very wide, but you want to squeeze inside the small window. How? Okay, logically, it will be very flat. See? You're trying to fit a big view inside a small window. So it will become flat. So this is GLU auto is one useful thing for you to change the view, what you want the audience to see within the window. Okay, so if you follow back screen width, screen height, it will be the same proportion no matter how big is the window. Because this big window, you fit this big of view inside. So if I want to have this big window, see, I change one time, down here automatically change. I don't have to do anything. That's why I really recommend don't use fixed value, use parameters. Okay. Okay, now one more thing I want to ask you. How you want to make sure that by adjusting your GLU auto, how you want to make the display half of the size, half of the original size. This is the size. You want to make it become half of the size. So you basically times 2, so that you want to fit 2 times the display within that limited window. So logically, it will be squeezed into half. Okay, now one thing I want to ask you. How you want to move the display to the center of the screen? How do you want to move the display to the center of the screen? By adjusting this GLU Ortho 2D. The 4 parameters here are the minimum X, minimum Y, maximum X, maximum Y. How you want to do it? Any ideas? Any ideas? I put a big red dot to mark the origin. 0, 0 is the origin. I put 10 pixels, big enough. Okay, you will have a big dot size of 10 at the origin. 0, 0 is the origin. 1, 0, 0, that means red channel, I want to 100% red, 0% blue, 0% green, 0% blue. So it's a pure red. Let's see. Can we see the red? Cannot. Window too big. I put smaller. So I put 1000 and 1000. Okay. It's still so big. 700, 700. Okay. You can see the red dot down here, right? This is the origin. You see, right? Down here, bottom left is your origin of the world coordinate. That is origin. How do we move the origin to the center of the screen? I want the red dot at the center of the screen. Anyone wants to try? How can we do that? Who wants to try? Never mind. Starting point, I give you answer. Okay, got idea already? Yeah, if you notice, you see the red dot is at the center of the screen already. If you don't believe me, you can use your ruler to measure. The left-hand side and the right-hand side should be the same measurement. The top and the bottom should be the same. So this is at the center already. I move the display fully to the center of the window without any major changes on the coordinates, on anything. I just change where I want to see. Okay, where is the viewing volume to be fit inside the display window? Okay, if I want to, okay, why divide by 2? The logic is like this. This window, if the total size, total width is screen width lah, I lazy already. Screen width. So if this is the center point, so the positive part will only take half of the width, right? So it's your screen width divided by 2. Okay, this is the total size of the positive part. What's the length over here? This one is supposed to be screen width over 2. But you want this to be the origin, right? So the coordinate over here, this is positive screen width over 2. So the coordinate over here, this is negative screen width over 2. Right. The left-hand side is negative, positive is the other side. So minimum is negative screen width over 2. Your maximum is positive screen width over 2. Okay, same goes to your height. Is also the same concept. Half positive, half negative. So that's why you can do this. By adjusting the GLU Auto 2D, you can move your display to the center of your window. Okay, this is a coding, so it doesn't matter how big I want to do my window. It doesn't matter. If I use full screen, I think it will be still in the center also, right? Because it's calculated using formulas. So you won't affect anything if you just change one place. So if you follow the original example, you need to change your window size here. Then you need to change the GLU Auto here. Okay, that is only two functions. If you have more calculations that depend on the values, then you need to change one by one. So again, I stress, when you do your code, plan for simplicity for modification. That means you want to be in long term, your code not that difficult to modify. Okay, just like this. A recti is a function for you to draw a rectangle. How the rectangle functions is like this. Recti, you only need 2 points to draw a rectangle. The first one is 2020. For example, x20, y20. The second point is 170. Then the vertical line, this is 20. So you know this point is like this. Then this point how? 20 is the same, the y is the same, and horizontal y is the same. Then the x is 100. See, by only giving 2 points, you can draw a rectangle. How you want to draw these 2 points can be calculated. Okay, these 2 points can be calculated using formulas or functions, or you just simply extrapolate the values. Okay. Recti is not rectangle, it's not rectangle, it's not a short form for rectangle. The I actually means something. Okay, GL it means it comes from it is defined in the GL.h. RECT stands for rectangle. The I stands for data type. That means the parameter takes in I stands for integer. Okay, if you mouse over this function, you see that your first parameter GL integer x1, GL integer y1, then x2, y2, all integers. You see, this I means integer. Look at your GL color tree F. Okay, this GL color tree F, 3 stands for the number of parameters. You have 3 parameters, and all of them are F. F means float. Okay, the orders of your data type, I think you have learned before, right? You have bit, then short integer, then you have integer, then you have long integer, then you have float. Okay, you have so many different data type. F is one of them, but F I don't like, a bit troublesome. You need to put an F after the value. So for float, you need to put 0.6 F. So if your computer has enough memory, usually I just use double. Okay, that is for lazy people like me. I just use double. But to save memory, you can use float. Okay, it will cut off at shorter decimal points. So this one 0.6 F, all means float. Okay, GL vertex 2i. So you have 2 vertices, 2 dots, a dot with 2 parameters, which is x and y, both also integer values. The I is integer. You can change to F, 2F, both you need to put F, or 2D, which is double. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anything you want to ask? You want to do something but you don't know how to do? You want to manipulate some codes? You want to create something but you have no idea how to start? Okay, you can ask. I welcome people to ask. You know why? When people ask me, it makes me think. So if you ask more, I think more. Okay, chat there got people postings. Okay, you want the full code? Yes, the full code actually given to you in the notes, but they are not given a piece of complete code where you straight away run. Okay, it actually wants you to look what happens when you add this, or what happens when you add that. Okay, in another way, you can know, oh, this few lines of code actually does that change to the code. And you will also know where to put the codes, how you edit, how you change the parameters. So if I give you the full code that you straight away run, most probably you won't learn how to modify the codes. You won't know which part does what happens if I delete these few lines. So you won't learn in detail, step by step. So later on, I think the other labs will be given to you in a full code. I believe later you all will be much lazier to explore what every single line means. So actually, if you want to be a programmer, I think you have already gone through your programming 1, programming 2, and your data structure. You cannot run away from debugging. Okay, you must know how to find the error and how to correct the error. So that is the experience. You must have that skill. If without the skill for debugging, when you face error or when you are given a problem, you cannot solve. Okay, because you don't know how to think. Okay, you need to practice. If more error, you should be happy because it is the way to train yourself. Okay, for zoom a bit, I will try. The next time anyone asks question, I will zoom a bit. So I wait for more questions. Anything you want to try, you can ask. Actually, already drafted your assignment 1. So should I go into lab 2 so that you can start your assignment 1 this weekend? Okay lah, I go into lab 2 lah. After this class, I share the notes with you all. Okay, in lab 2, you are being taught on how to draw primitives. So primitives are geometry. Okay, you have lines, you have polygons, all shapes. This one you can draw. Once you can draw, then you can do your own drawing already. Okay, let me show you how you can draw. GL points. This one you've seen before, right? Then previously you have GL recti. So you won't be using recti. Why? Because recti you cannot manipulate the colors. You will have GL polygon, which is much more useful when you want to create beautiful stuff. Okay, now, okay, you have this vertex. What are vertex? Are the dots. Why you need dots? You need dots so that you can join with lines. You can draw the polygons. You can color them. So the basic one is the vertex. You have 2D, 2F, and 2I. Okay, just now I told you already. 2D, both the X and Y value are double. Double, you have a longer decimal point. You have point something, 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 very long. Float, you have shorter one. And also integer. Integer only round numbers. You cannot have dot something, something, something. No decimal point. So these are the only differences. Sometimes you can only use float. You can use float, but for me, I told you already, I lazy to type the F. I just use double. Okay, now these are the things that you can draw using OpenGL. So many things. You can draw points, just dots. You can draw lines. You can draw line strip, line loop, triangles, triangle strip, triangle fan, quad strip, and polygon. Don't worry, you have drawings here. Now I remember I have to enlarge. Okay. GL points. Remember just now you have your GL begin, then bracket. Then you have GL vertex, GL vertex, GL vertex, GL vertex, then close. Then you close with GL end, correct? If my code is still around. Oh, I delete already because I have to draw the origin. Okay. This was what that is originally done. So many things I edited. Never mind lah. Okay. It's the zoom. Yeah. Okay, I have a GL begin, then my draw type. Then my GL vertex, GL vertex, GL vertex, GL end. So this draw type is 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. I have 3 different points in this drawing. So for this case, I have 6 different points in my drawing if I use GL points. If I use GL lines, the same 6 points, I just change the inside the bracket from GL points, I change to GL lines. It will draw something like this. The first vertex connected to the second, 0 connected to 1, then stop. Second connected to the third, stop. Fourth connected to the fifth, stop. So it will actually pair up 2, 2, 2 if you use GL lines. So if you have odd number, how? The last one cannot draw lah. Okay, the next one is your GL line strip. So if you put GL begin, bracket, GL line strip, close. Then you have 6 vertices, then your GL end. This is how you get. It will start drawing the line from the first to the second, and then to the third, and then to the fourth, and then to the fifth, and then to the sixth. Until the last point, GL line strip is the connected line, starting from first vertex until the last. The next one is your GL line loop. GL line loop is almost same as your GL line strip. The only difference is it will close the last one and the first one. That's the only difference. Okay, it will close the last one and the first one, your line loop. Okay, after that, you have your polygon, GL polygon. This one, very useful. You can draw any types of shapes using this GL polygon. And this is very useful because why? You can color inside the polygon. Okay, you can color inside. This one polygon, you can color inside. If you use lines and points, inside no color. You set the GL color, you only set the color for the point. You set GL lines, the color only set for the lines. Line strip, line loop, same lah. But when you set color for GL polygon, it will color everything inside the polygon, but no outline. Okay, this is one problem with GL polygon, no outline, but it will color everything inside. Okay, next one is your GL triangles. If you have 6 vertices, the first 3 will form a triangle, the second 3 will form another triangle. So this is GL triangles if you're draw type. Okay, the next one is your GL triangle strip. Okay, this one very special. The first one, second one, third one will form one triangle. Then the second one, the third one, and the fourth one will form another triangle. So every time the second 2 points will join with the next point to form another triangle. See, 0, 1, 2 is one triangle, 1, 2, 3 another triangle, 2, 3, 4 another triangle, 3, 4, 5 another triangle. So 2 points are repeated with the next point to form one triangle. Okay, this is your GL triangle strip. The next one is your GL triangle fan. This one very useful. One way you can use this to draw a circle using your GL triangle fan. If your coordinates are nice enough, you can keep on expanding the fan until one full circle, just like your pie chart. Okay, all the points will be connected to the first. See, the first, the second connected to 0. Second, third connected to 0. Third, fourth connected to 0. Okay, this one different from your strip. Your strip repeat the 2 last point with the next. Your triangle fan always connected to the first point. Okay, then you have your GL quads. Quad means 4 points, so every 4 it will join into a rectangle. Quad lah, 4-sided shape. Every 4 will join a quad. So then also you have a quad strip. quad no fan, quad only straight. Okay, these are all the draw types. You can use all these to create beautiful outcomes. So this one, I think previously you already learned, GL begin, then you set the mode. You can just simply change the mode. Then the points you can change to get a different output. So you have this thing, I copy paste. Okay, be careful. Sometimes when you cross a different page, you copy, you paste, maybe your coding will have error. I'm not sure. I just try paste and run. Oh, can run, no problem. What happened? I changed already, right? No, I changed. Yeah. Hey, why got error? Okay, good. Got error is a good thing. Then I can show you how to debug. Okay. Double click on the line with error. It will show you which line got error. Why all these things start off with my init? Where is my include? Then I need to check back lah. Because I forgot to copy. Okay. You must be very familiar with the code structure. Okay, then I run again. Still got error. Window.h. Why was the error? I think that's right. Let's try. More errors coming. At least the windows.h no more the error. Never mind, follow this. Void main. Okay, this one don't know how to solve. You go to the next. My first program. Okay, if you see this, this is a static text. If this static text is not in the specific color that is supposed to be, then you have problem with your coding. Maybe bracket problem. I don't know. Let's try. You have missing semicolon somewhere. This one difficult lah. Syntax error, all brackets problem. My undeclared. Everything in main. Okay, let's try the main. We paste separately. Okay, sometimes you have hidden characters inside the words. So I paste this first. Still got error. Everything error inside the main.